Have you ever felt like there's a towering mountain of change standing between you and your best self? Well, what if I told you that this mountain is not an obstacle, but an opportunity waiting to transform your life? In today's video, we'll explore the profound insights from The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest, a book that unveils the secrets to conquering your internal mountains and embracing change like never before. Get ready for a journey that will challenge your perception of change and empower you to scale the peaks of your potential. Let's dive in. A mountain stands between you and your best self, just as a mountain is formed by two sections of Earth colliding. Your internal mountain is formed by a conscious and unconscious need colliding. Maybe you've committed to changing your diet but ended up in the Wendy's drive-thru days later, or vowed to be your own boss but keep forgetting to work on that one promising business idea you have. We all do this. We say we want to change, but we unconsciously fear change and sabotage our change efforts. The longer we allow this inner conflict to persist, the larger the mountain inside of us gets. If we never face our mountain, changes will be forced upon us. If we resist changing our diet or lifestyle, we'll get hit with a severe change in the form of a terminal illness. If we resist professional change, we'll likely be forced out of a job or business, which will be worse than any change we could have initiated. The key is not to wait around for change to happen and instead embrace it. The objective of life beyond meeting our basic survival needs is to change and conquer our internal mountains so we can become the best versions of ourselves. Start conquering an internal mountain standing between you and your best self by going somewhere you can relax and reflect on the question, what change do I feel the most resistance to doing? As you think of answers, notice which potential change produces the greatest tension in your body. That tension may be stemming from a painful association with change that you formed earlier in life to overcome self-sabotage. Focus on where the tension is in your body and then ask it where it came from. This sounds weird, but stay with me. As you do this, a painful memory might come to mind involving a failure or embarrassment. For instance, you may want to leave your current job to find more fulfilling work, but you feel intense resistance to doing so. When you focus on that resistance, it might bring you back to a time when you lost your job. The uncertainty and stress of that experience forged a belief that you should hold on to any job you get, no matter how miserable you are in that job. Beliefs forged by past pain act as invisible weights, pulling you back down to the base of your mountain. You must release those weights by going back to the painful experience and imagine helping your younger self gain a new perspective and process the painful emotions that led to a limiting belief. Close your eyes and imagine being transported back to the painful experience and sitting next to your past self at the moment of peak emotional pain. With the benefit of being months or years removed from that experience, your current self can reassure your younger self that things will get better. In fact, some good things will actually come from the experience in the form of new insights, opportunities, and relationships. This reassurance allows your younger self to fully accept what they're experiencing and let it pass through them like rainwater flowing through a duct, unencumbered. Now, you may cry or sweat during this experience because, as Brian always says, emotions are physical. When not felt properly, they become embodied and literally stuck in our bodies, and we need to flush them out. For this reason, I found the best time to explore my resistance to change and revisit painful experiences is during physical exercise. I like to close my eyes while riding a stationary bike, and as I sweat, I imagine my past self releasing and letting go of any negative feelings toward the experience that led to the belief that's holding me back today. Without the weight of limiting beliefs holding you back from the change you want to make, it's now time to formulate a plan to move up your mountain. The best way to do that is to ask your future self for help. Grab a notebook and pen and sit somewhere quiet. Close your eyes, take a few centering breaths, and then imagine you're in a well-lit room with a table and 2 chairs. Imagine sitting down on one chair and then asking your highest potential future self to come into the room and sit down in the other chair. This future self has made the change that you're trying to make. That self is whatever age feels right to you. They may be 20 years older or 3 years older. Notice how they look, behave, and sound. Once you truly feel that they're in the room with you, open your eyes and start writing down questions in your notebook about the next steps that you should take to successfully make the change you seek, and then write down the answers you think that your future self would give. Think of it like having a radio as you climb up a mountain, and having a wise and experienced climber on the other end who can help you navigate the tough terrain. This exercise works because you've been subconsciously soaking up information, detecting patterns, and identifying paths forward your whole life. You just need some strong visualization and an open mind to access that part of you. If you turn this highest potential future self-visualization into a daily habit, you will feel like you're gradually merging with your future self, which will allow you to have more confidence to step into the unknown and navigate change, which brings us to the last step: maintain momentum up the mountain with micro shifts. Our minds play nasty tricks on us. When we declare a positive change, we feel great, but the instant we attempt change, we feel terrible. The discomfort of change is not a sign that we are doing something wrong, but that we are doing something unfamiliar. Micro shifts allow us to gradually inch into unfamiliar territory, which prevents us from freaking out and running back to our old ways. Brenda Wiest says a micro shift is changing what you eat for one part of one meal, just one time. Then it's doing that a second time and a third. Before you realize what's happening, you've adopted a pattern of behavior. When you drift back to old change avoidance habits, such as aimlessly scrolling through social media to distract yourself, make a 3-second shift away from that behavior and toward the change you're resisting. Then another and another. These small actions should take almost no effort, and each of these micro shifts should seem insignificant to an outside observer. But over time, these micro shifts will compound and move you far beyond your comfort zone. At some point, you'll realize this. You'll be tempted to go back to your old life. But when this happens, consciously commit to letting your old self die, along with any habits and relationships that hold you back, and trust that those who were truly meant for you will join you in your new life. In the end, Brianna Wiest says, "The mountain that stands in front of you is the calling of your life, your purpose for being here, and your path finally made clear. One day, this mountain will be behind you, but who you become in the process of getting over it will stay with you always." That was the core message that I gathered from The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. This book was a huge wake-up call that has helped me initiate change where change was needed. I highly recommend this book to everyone. As I immersed myself in the pages of this book, I discovered some invaluable life lessons that have helped me navigate the journey of self-improvement with greater clarity and purpose. 1. Embrace change. One of the central themes of The Mountain Is You is the idea that change is not something to be feared, but rather welcomed as an opportunity for growth. Wiest encourages readers to recognize that resistance to change often stems from past experiences and beliefs formed in response to pain or fear. By embracing change and acknowledging the source of our resistance, we can begin to release the weights that hold us back. This lesson taught me that change is the catalyst for personal evolution, and it's a force we should harness, not avoid. 2. Reflect on past pain. To understand and overcome our resistance to change, Wiest suggests revisiting past painful experiences that have shaped our limiting beliefs. By confronting these memories and helping our younger selves gain a new perspective, we can release the emotional baggage that has been holding us down. This powerful lesson taught me the importance of self-compassion and the transformative power of reframing our past. 3. Connect with your future self. Wiest introduces a compelling visualization exercise in the book, where you connect with your highest potential future self. This exercise enables you to seek guidance from a wiser, more experienced version of yourself. By engaging in this practice, I learned to tap into my inner wisdom, allowing me to navigate life's challenges with greater confidence and clarity. 4. Implement micro shifts. The discomfort that often accompanies change can be overwhelming. Wiest introduces the concept of micro shifts as a way to ease into unfamiliar territory. By making small, incremental changes in our behavior, we can gradually build new habits and move beyond our comfort zones. This lesson showed me that it's the small, consistent actions that lead to significant transformation over time. 5. Let go of the past. Perhaps one of the most powerful lessons from The Mountain Is You is the idea of letting go of our old selves and the habits and relationships that no longer serve our growth. Wiest emphasizes that as we climb our internal mountains, we must be willing to shed the old to make way for the new. This lesson reminded me that true transformation requires leaving behind what's comfortable and familiar. My favorite quote of this book is, "The discomfort of change is not a sign that we are doing something wrong, but that we are doing something unfamiliar." In a world that often seeks comfort and security, this quote serves as a powerful reminder that discomfort is an integral part of personal growth. It encourages us to shift our perspective on change, recognizing it as a natural and necessary process of self-evolution. This quote has transformed my relationship with discomfort, helping me see it as a positive indicator of progress rather than a reason to retreat. It has inspired me to embrace the unfamiliar and venture beyond my comfort zone. As we conclude this enlightening journey through The Mountain Is You, remember that personal growth is a path worth pursuing. If you found this discussion inspiring and thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that like button to show your appreciation. And for more insightful content and further exploration of self-improvement, be sure to subscribe to Level Up. Together, we'll continue climbing our own mountains, reaching new heights, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Thanks for joining us on this transformative adventure.